you get clubbed in the service of a successful cause, you feel like, you know, the fuckers try to shut us down and we won. If you get clubbed in the service of an action where you lose, it's like, we lost and we lost.
Sie befinden sich im Gefahrenbereich der Abraumkante.
We've arrived at the Ende Gelände site. It's a hive of activity. There are thousands of people walking around, setting up tents, parking their cars, jumping off buses. It's definitely like a festival atmosphere more than I suspected there would be. There are over 3,000 people on site when we arrive. And yes, there's definitely a tree-hugging, eco-warrior hippie vibe as I expected. But there are also new, fresh faces here. Artists, lawyers, students, people from all walks of life from all over Europe. En route to the site, I meet Bethan, a singer from Wales, and this is her first direct action.
As a kind of first-timer, you just look to the people that have done it before, and there's some people here that have got so much experience of this. I've obviously got like first-time anxieties and nerves, but you know, next time I'll be like,
I like you're planning the next time already.
Oh yeah, of course, of course.
This movement is young and growing, brimming with people not content with just tweeting about climate change, but desperate to go to the heart of the problem. The site might be in a field, but it's a meticulously planned operation. Legal teams, a press office, the Wi-Fi is better than you get at home. More experienced activists like Tadgio come to these actions prepared for anything.
Quite nifty little things like this, right? They're like a sort of nifty mask if you get pepper spray. Dust, sort of masks. In addition, you're not entirely easily recognizable with a dust mask. So I'm not saying why that's important, but as somebody who's himself suffered a sort of trauma at the hand of police violence, I would actually say that I think that's the mental and emotional, like psychological and emotional risks that for me are the most considerable. Now obviously people can break a leg and stuff, I don't want to talk that down, but actually encountering like a line of police and being pepper sprayed and being like clubbed in the head can be terrifying.
There's definitely a sense of nervous excitement on site as we prepare to hit the coal mine. The protesters split into coloured groups, each with their own target in an attempt to outflank the police. When we leave the woods and see the mine in the distance, there's a surprise. The path looks clear. Incredibly, there's no police. The huge numbers of activists have meant the police have backed down. It's a massive success. The entire site has been shut down. We're right in the middle of the pit now, right next to a bagger 3000, one of the largest machines in the world that's used to extract coal from the mine. And the activists are now deciding whether or not they're going to stay here, to try and occupy it, to try and move further down into the pit.
What do we want? Climate justice! What do we want it?
This action didn't happen in isolation. On the same day, protests kick off in Turkey, Brazil, Indonesia, the United States, and all over the world. Climate change is an international issue, and it's these campaigners who are forcing us all to confront it. It's about to get dark. These guys have been on their feet all day, running through sand, running through coal mines, having scraps with the police, having slept in a tent last night and travelled from all over Europe. And yet everyone's still here, spirits are high. There's something bigger here. No one thinks that climate change will be stopped from, sitting on a train track for an afternoon. It's one power station in one small part of Germany for one day, maybe two. What I do think is it shows people that you can do something about some issues like this. A lot of us sit at home and think, climate change is this massive issue. What can we do about it? It's the job of governments. It's the job of transnational corporations. But actually, people from all over Europe and further afield have come down to this small town in Germany and have physically put themselves on the line, laying down their bodies, whether it be on the massive diggers we saw earlier or on a train track right here. I think it reminds us that we can do something, however powerless we feel. We have an opportunity with, a bit of dedication, a bit of manpower, maybe some travel, but to come together and highlight a cause. There'll be people all around the world watching this, watching the story unfold online, on the news, and that's kind of really powerful, I think.